Hello, folks. I just decided to do this before going to bed. It's 12 after midnight, and something that I've been wanting to share with people that have dogs and cats. Um, I had a chance long ago, long ago in the galaxy far, far away. No, long ago. Or quite a while ago, I should say. I had the chance of actually um, participating in a oh crikey, I'm trying to remember what the term is in English. In French, it's a stage. In English, it's probably the practice phase of any career that you want to explore. In this case, I had asked my local veterinary hospital in Madawaska County to actually shadow the vets, the vet technicians, and the veterinarian secretary um, to actually see what they did on a daily basis for a week. I was elated when I was told yes. So I spent better time of my life for a week only. That's the better time of my life. No, for a week I spent time with them, caring for their facility, helping the veterinaries in their daily um, activities for pets. I didn't get much chance to see any exotics. I think we had one bird as an exotic, but it was mostly cats and dogs. And it's amazing what you get to see when you're actually doing this. The equipment is the same equipment as they use on human beings. In fact, the medicines that they use tend to be human medicine, and sometimes vice versa. Animal medicine is usually used also in human treatments, depending on what the case is and what the practice could be and what the secondary effects might be. Um, Now, what I'm going to touch base here is going to be on two separate volleys. One is cat declawing, and the other one is hystero-over. I can't say it. I'll say it in French and I'll try to say it in English. Hystero-ovariectomy, hystero-ovariectomy. Not much difference. Uh, what it is, the first part of it, cat declawing. For those that have indoor cats, you may or may not have taken the decision to declaw your cats. Now, declawing a cat usually only gets done after they're 6 months old, or as soon as they hit 6 months, you're allowed by the vet, unless they've changed it recently. Mind you, my cat's been dead for almost 10 years, so I can't really say. Um, the process, unless they've changed it, hasn't probably much the same. Now, imagine your finger. Cat claws are literally the same as ours. Okay, when it comes to fingers, okay, digits or phalanges in this case, each cat has something similar to this when it's actually crooked. Now the nail actually bends up into a crook like this. It retracts, literally. It doesn't hide itself in flesh, but it's just that it's hidden by the cat paws. When it grows too long, it tends to actually force the cat to want to use its claws. It has a tendency to sharpen its claws on furniture when it's in the house. Anything that has it sticking and going a satisfying noise will have it working. Unfortunately, it doesn't always pay to have a cat scratching pose because they don't necessarily adhere to it. It takes some use to and training. Now that said, when they get the procedure going, okay, your cat's put under with general anesthesia or anesthetic, and it scares me to this day that cats will go into a, a not a cardiac arrest, but it's just that the either one of two things happens. From what I've been explained, it's either that the equipment doesn't pick up the heartbeat and it suddenly goes eep. The cat's not dead; it's far from dying. And the same goes with a cat suddenly stopping. I mean, literally stopping. It does happen, and when it happens, it's literally they take their hands and it's just a quick squeeze of the rib cage and it starts them back up again. It's all part of the process. The cat itself, when they're ready to, when the cat's put put down under anesthetic. Now, this is something you hardly ever see done because you're not there unless you're watching. Not all vets want to see their clients watch their pets or family members be put under for operations. Okay, but either way, imagine the cat's the pad being this and the finger just being curled up. Now they press thereabouts there, and it forces the finger, okay, the cat's digit, to extend with the claw. This is the part that a lot of people don't like. They take, okay, this is the part that they literally remove when they do a cat declawing. They take it, they chop it off. That's it. Now, there's not much bleeding. And they used to wrap, I don't know if they still do, but when my cat got his done, they used to wrap the cat's paws in gauze. Literally. And he looked like he had 2 solid carrots. Unfortunately, he couldn't walk. So he was meowing a lot to try and communicate to us, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I need the bathroom. It was difficult. Trust me, I was going in depression just over the fact of hearing my cat meow and not being able to give him what he wanted most, mobility. That's for cat declawing. Now, nowadays they don't use cat bandages. When I did my practice or my practicum with the vets, they explained to me that they use a different disinfectant spray. It's basically iodine in the bottle with other chemicals mixed in to help it stop bleeding and heal. Period. That's 1. 2, on cats and dogs, for males and females, neutering and hysterovarectomy. I'll try to be brief about it because I'm running out of time. Neutering, it's literally the ball sack. Trying to remember what we'll say ball sack for the better part of my mind not finding the proper word for it. There's a white line once they shave the area, the scrotum. There is a white line that's shown for both male dogs and male cats. When the dog or cat is under, they take scalpel, do an incision on the white line, and literally there is no blood. And if there is, it's maybe 3 or 5 drops, not even. Okay. They then squeeze out 1 testicle at a time, take out a pair of clamps, clamp it, so they have a line. They've got the testicle here, they've got clamp, line. They cut after the clamp, and then they tie a knot into it. Well, actually, they clamp the second end before, because if you cut it like that, it'll snap back in, and you won't have any ligation. They do the same for the second one. So basically, there are no testicles left in the scrotum. It's just an empty sac with 2 testicular ducts knotted together. They don't sew that back together. There's no need. They spray it. End of story. Some vets may decide to go for the actual sewing of it. Some don't. As for the females, the female dog and cat have they have truncation, which does a Y. When they are in heat, that actually becomes bigger by 2 to 3 times its size. It becomes inflamed with blood, which is a normal process. They take and they do the same incision. They shave, white line, incision, and they have to go through a few layers. They then take a surgical steel hook, go digging. Unfortunately, that's the best way of describing it, to find the Y, and then they do the same thing. They clamp, snip, tie, clamp, snip, tie, and then they sew your bitch or your female cat. That's all. I just wanted to partake that of you. I'm sorry for the graphicness of it, but I hope that it helped you understand the processes that are about when you go to a vet. Have a nice one.